So good morning students, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so these 3 days I could not make any video due to some reason. Okay, so today I am doing again. Okay, you just see. So today I am going to show you the illustration. Okay, illustration number 18 from B.B.Dam book. Okay, hire purchase system. So these days I have shown you all the journal entries passed in the books of hire purchaser. Yes or no? So today I am going to do the books of hire vendor. Okay, I have shown you the entries to be passed in the books of hire vendor. You can check out my previous videos. Okay, so today I am going to do one illustration. Okay, where journal entries are required to be passed in the books of hire vendor. And what are the accounts to be prepared? Okay, hire purchaser account can be prepared. Okay, then interest account. Okay, then profit and loss account can be prepared. Okay, so here you see on 1st April 2016, S-Force Limited purchased a machine worth ₹45,000 on hire purchase system from Messrs. Mehta Brothers. Okay, so from Messrs. Mehta Brothers, okay, S-Force Limited purchased a machine. So S-Force Limited is the hire purchaser and Mehta Brothers is the hire vendor. So you have to pass entries in the books of Messrs. Mehta Brothers. Okay, that is hire vendor. Okay, so 45,000 is the cash price of the asset. 45,000 is the cash price. An amount of ₹6,000 was paid on delivery. So ₹6,000 is the amount of down payment. And the balance in 5 installments. Okay, there are 5 installments of ₹9,000 each. The value of each installment is ₹9,000. Payable annually on 31st March each year. So every year, okay, the year ends on 31st of March. Any difference in the 5th year's amount should be suitably adjusted. So any difference in the 5th year's amount should be suitably adjusted. Okay. Vendor company charged 5% interest per annum on yearly balance. Okay, so 5% interest per annum is charged. Depreciation is provided at the rate 20% per annum on diminishing balance method. Pass journal entries and prepare ledger accounts for 5 years in the books of hire vendor. So you are required to pass journal entries in the books of hire vendor. So who is the hire vendor here? Messrs. Mehta Brothers. Okay. So you write in the books of Messrs. Mehta Brothers hire vendor journal entries. Okay. So you see, for the sale of asset. Okay, for the sale of asset. Now for Mehta Brothers, Escort Limited becomes the what? Asset. Okay, so asset here increases, okay, by the sale of machinery for Messrs. Mehta Brothers. Okay, so Escorts Limited account debited. Okay, here asset increases to hire purchase sales account. Okay, hire purchase sales account. Okay, here sales account is credited. Why? Because the machinery, okay, ownership of the machinery remains with the hire vendor. Okay, so here only down payment is received. The full cash price of the machinery is not received immediately, okay, on the sale of the asset. So it is treated as a sales. Okay, it is treated as a revenue. Okay, so the sale of asset by the hire vendor is treated as a revenue. So revenue increases, so it should be credited. What is the amount of the machine? 45,000. Okay, now on that very date, that is April 1, 2016, okay, only rupees 6,000 will be received by Messrs Mehta Brothers. Okay, so bank account will be debited to S-Force Limited account. Okay, here by rupees 6,000 asset position goes on decreasing. Yeah, so when asset decreases, we know it should be credited. Okay, so S-Force Limited is asset. Okay, its increase or decrease is debited and credited. Okay, here sales is a revenue because the ownership of the goods remains with the higher vendor. Okay, it's like revenue. Okay, so a higher purchase sales account is credited. We know when revenue increases, it should be credited. And bank, here again it is an asset. When with the receipt of down payment amount, bank account is debited. Then you see, okay, the next year, okay, that is March 31st, 2017, S-Force Limited account debited to interest account. Okay, so this entry is passed for interest amount being due. Okay, so here S-Force Limited account debited. Okay, this is an asset, so asset increases, so it should be debited to interest account. Okay, interest here is a revenue for the higher vendor, that is Messrs Mehta Brothers. So revenue increases, it should be credited. Now you see, when the payment of installment starts, okay, bank account is debited to S-Force Limited account. Okay, so bank account, okay, will be debited with the amount of installment received by the higher vendor. Okay, so bank account is debited, okay, to S-Force Limited account. Okay, S-Force Limited, the asset position goes down, so it should be credited. Okay, now you see here for the transfer of interest. Now for Messrs Mehta Brothers, interest is a gain, and gain, okay, we write in the credit side of profit and loss account. So interest account debited to profit and loss account. Okay, you see here 1950. Okay, if you calculate the amount of interest by taking 5% interest per annum rate, okay, you will get 1950 interest amount for the first year. So that should be transferred to profit and loss account on the credit side. Okay, then you see this sales account, HP sales account, means hire purchase sales account, this is transferred to trading account. Okay, at the end of the year. So it is the same date hire purchase sales account debited to trading account, because in the trading account we write, okay, all the sales in the credit side. Okay, so HP sales account debited to trading account. Okay, so you see, okay, only these two entries are passed only for the first year. Okay, and this entry, okay, for interest due, okay, payment, sorry, receipt of installments, installment amount, and transfer of interest. This entry, and this entry, okay, will be passed for another 4 years. Okay, and the rest, okay, this is, okay, on the date of purchase, okay, for the sales made and down payment received. Okay, so this will be for the first year. Okay, and this one, okay, will be passed only once, that is at the end of the first year. Okay, this entry, and the rest 3, okay, for interest due, receipt of installment amount, and transfer of interest to profit and loss account, will be passed year after year. Okay, that is for next 4 years. Okay, and here depreciation is not required to be calculated, because higher vendor, okay, does not, okay, charge any depreciation, because the same possession of the asset, okay, on hire purchase sale, okay, goes to the hire purchaser. So hire purchaser is required to calculate depreciation, not the hire vendor, and no entry will be passed for depreciation in the books of hire vendor. Okay, so this is how, okay, only you calculate the amount of interest, okay, for 5 years. You know how to calculate cash price less down payment, add interest, less fast installment. This is how you will go. Okay, then you can prepare, okay, interest account you can prepare, then S-Force limited account you can prepare. Okay, then then you can prepare profit and loss account. Okay, so these 3 accounts you can prepare, okay, in the books of hire vendor. Okay, so this is how entries are passed in the books of hire vendor. Okay, I have just given you an example, okay, by doing an illustration. Okay, you try to solve it out in your rough copies at your home. Okay, I have explained you the matter. Okay, it will be good for you if you take it, okay, if you do it at your home. Okay, practice it at your home. Okay, so I hope this is very clear to you, this sum. Okay, if you like my video, new viewers, please subscribe to my channel. Okay, and share and comment. If you have any doubts, mention in the comment section. Okay, and thank you for today.